What did the Utah defense do in the second half that was different than the first half? I mean, it's like a switch got flipped there.
Can you say that again one more time? You kind of came in and out.
Yeah, what did the Utah defense do differently in the second half?
Okay, I don't know if they did anything that was so much different as it was us not being prepared for it. I think that as a team, we got complacent at halftime. Anytime you go up by 3 touchdowns, I mean, it feels great, it's euphoric and everything, but you also have to realize that there's 2 more quarters to play, and a lot can happen in 30 minutes. And you saw what happened out there. We ended up losing, unfortunately, and I think that's the reason because of it. I mean, we knew what they were going to do, and they did everything that we were going to do. We just did not match their energy and intensity in the second half.
All right, Theo Lawson, go ahead, Theo.
Hey, Abe, how does the team learn to finish a game? Do you think the experience of this game and the Oregon game, when you guys also led at halftime, will kind of help you guys moving forward next year when you have big leads like that and need to kind of protect them in the second half?
I hope so, and I don't even really think it's about protecting necessarily, because that just, when you protect something, I mean, you're like really defensive and you don't really attack. It's more or less about playing with a high level of intensity and energy all throughout the entire game, because if we had played the way we played in the first half and the second half, we probably would have won. I mean, that just wasn't the case. It's like, I mean, kind of back to the earlier question, it's like a switch got flipped not on their end, but on our end, where we decided to start taking stuff easy.
Have you thought about your own situation for next year, as far as you coming back or trying out pro football, or will you kind of just spend the next few weeks thinking about that?
I'm going to keep that private as much as I can. But I will make a decision for myself. That's all I'm saying.
Are you glad you got the opportunity to play this year, or was it almost more trouble than it was worth at times with all the cancellations and missing a bunch of guys every game and having to battle with all that?
Yeah, any opportunity to play is a blessing and it's great, And if I'm here saying that no, I wish we didn't play, then why did I come here? I came here to play football, I mean, obviously I have my own opinions about it. I really don't know what's going on. Or didn't know what was going on most of the time. I just wish, if it was a possibility, I just wish we could have known more, because it was really a day-by-day thing. And, that's okay, but at the same time, it does get a little bit stressful at times, not knowing whether or not you're going to play the day of, like what happened last week with Cal. And, I was on my way to my locker to get dressed, and they said, we're not playing, and it was just kind of disappointing, and that whole thing. But it's definitely been a crazy year. I'm just happy that we were able to get some opportunities to see where we're at going into next year.
Thank you.
All right, Brenna Green from Spokane TV. Go ahead, Brenna.
Abe, just what was the message post-game to you guys after this game?
Mainly just get ready for the off season. I mean, obviously, this hasn't really been a season necessarily. I mean, we played 4 games. We were supposed to have 8, and we played 4 of them. And it's really time to get back in the lab and start going fast again and working on what we need to work on. Some of these young guys have never had a real off season, so I'm excited to see them get in, see what they can do, see them grow. But ultimately, it's going to come down to commitment, and people who aren't committed should get out, because we don't need that going forward.
And just one thing to just clarify, have you made your decision already about if you're going to come back or leave, or are you still kind of mulling that decision over right now?
It's up in the air.
All right, next question, Cody from the Evergreen. Go ahead, Cody.
Hey, Abe, obviously the offense got Max Borghi back this week. Looked like he was also going to be back last week, but, the whole situation with Cal happened. What was it like to have him back and just to see him get back through that and get back on the field?
I'm happy for him. I'm not going to say I picked one over the other in terms of Max versus Dion. We got a lot of great running backs. Even ones who don't see as much time. But I'm happy that we have 2 solid running backs that we can rely on. If Max is out, Dion's in. If Dion's out, Max is in, and that's a great thing to great feeling to have knowing you got two dynamic running backs in the backfield and not really having to worry about them.
And Jameer Calvin had his best game of the season, getting into the end zone for the first time in a while. For somebody who's seen him go through that and come back, what was it like to see him finally get back to what he was pre-injury?
Again, I'm just stoked for him. I love to see all my teammates have success. Jameer's a good guy, very good player, very, very good competitor. I know he'll carry that into next year and into the offseason. I know he's only going to keep working on getting better.